Okay, I'm so in love with the energy already in this space. Let's come on in together. Taking a deep breath, allowing yourself to be so present with your spirit, drawing more of your spirit as you let it coast on your breath. Every breath that you draw in is your spirit. So letting your spirit and your breath intertwine and dance together now. Inhaling into your belly, deeper into your belly. Exhaling all the way out. Inhaling from below where you're seated all the way into your belly. Feel the warmth, the heat radiating from within you as you exhale all the way out. Let your nostrils, let your nose do the breathing for you. And with every exhale, reach even further beyond your body to your auric field. Gently breathing. Gently soothing. Allowing the light to come through the crown of your head. And let it come through all the way into the center of your head. Let this light burn up all your thoughts, all your identities, any preconceptions, any judgment. Let it all go into the light. And let the light now slip down through the back of your head into the base of your skull. Open up the atlas of your head, remembering your cosmic origin. Let the light now enter into your throat, releasing all the tension in your shoulders, between your shoulder blades, opening up the place where you tucked in your angel wings. And let the light fall deeper into your heart, melting your rib cage, freeing the spirit of your breath. Breathe deeply into your heart. Let the rhythm of your heart align once again with the rhythm of Mother Earth. And let your light go deeper into your solar plexus. And let it find a place within here to remember its divine spark. Deep breath now into your sacrum, activating the waters here. Let the waters reflect the spark of this light that is hanging above the sacrum, the tailbone, the pelvic bowl, the root chakra, sacral chakra, remembering the depths of its waters. Deep breath once again through the soles of your feet. Bring it all the way up. Left and right, leg all the way open as you breathe through into your belly, into the sacrum. Bring the waters up through the river. Each chakra a temple. Each chakra a star on the Milky Way. Breathe up. Keep going. Don't stop. Inhaling all the way up the spine and up the front of your body. You're inside. You're deep in the center, in the central channel. Everything is lighting up because you are here. Each chakra a temple you arrive at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way out. 8, 9, down, back into earth. 10, into your hands and your feet. 11, and out into the cosmic field. 12, one sacred light, horizontal and vertical axis. Sit in the stillness of your light now, my love. Remember, I am sacred luxury. I am the path to my divine essence. I am. I am. I am. Deep breath. Exhale. Sink the sternum. Let the lungs melt. Let the rib cage melt. All of them converging in the space below the navel. Let that vortex take in everything above. Anchor in. Stay here in the vortex for a moment. Observe. What do you feel? What do you see? Stay here, in this space now. Welcome in everything that you have denied in your life so far. Let this be the temple. Let this be the altar for the sacrifice of all that you have denied in your life. Everything you have denied, thinking it is to protect yourself or others. Everything that you have denied, thinking that it is to not know, to be free, to break apart, to break away, whatever it is that you have decided you needed to deny a part of yourself. Bring it forward now. Bring it forward now for the sacred witnesses in all of us to see. In this sacred temple, we are all here, ever but fleeting souls. But there is always an eternal gaze who remembers. So here, bring it forward. For the brave souls, slowly open your eyes. Write it down, maybe for yourself. But if you are ready, I welcome you to put it in the comments section as well. If you would like that to be witnessed for all of us here, by all of us here, I welcome you to do so. For if we are to witness our greatness, we must also witness our denials. Everything that we have denied so far. Bring it, put it into the alchemical fires that are burning now in this space. As we take our seat around the fire, you're also welcome to really share if you feel like you need more courage or some encouragement. Whatever that is making you resist, you're also very welcome to do so, to share that. Allison, thank you. I have denied allowing myself to be heard. Put it into the alchemical fires now and let the ashes fall into the waters of your consciousness so you can start to fertilize the soil, fertilize the water, start to pour and nourish your loving gaze into the seeds of your soul once again. One of the things that really called me forward today to come on here is, well, several things really. One of the things that I'm so really honored to bring forward is a new mentorship space called Multidimensional Woman. It is an alchemical path, actually. It is an alchemical path to reconnect with your divine essence. And I want to take a moment here to speak about that divine essence, why it's so important, and what it means to live by that, to live in that, and live as that. I often see a lot of beautiful women coming into my space saying that you work for the light, you are a divine woman, you are deeply connected with the divine, you are, spirit-led, soul-led, heart-led. And one of the things about the universe that we must understand is that there is no right or wrong in the great sense of that unity consciousness. There's only harmony. So harmony means that there will always be an up or down, but they always work with each other. Up and down, negative, positive energy charges, always in harmony. They're in a harmonious flow. And that's what makes a great piece of orchestra music. So if we do find ourselves saying that, I work for the light and I am a light leader, I am a healer, I am a whatever, when we start to enmesh ourselves into that identity, it starts to become a pendulum. And what that means is that there will be a continuum that will start to flow from where you are to the other side of the continuum. So the other side of the continuum may sound like challenges, obstacles, dark night of the soul, negativity, low vibration. Like, I'm sure you've heard of all of that, right? So the issue with a lot of women who get stuck in this constant yo-yo battle with the darkness, and they're completely defined by the darkness, ironically. You will hear it a lot, often. You will hear it like, you can even hear it in yourself. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I have heard myself speak about this a lot. And until I heard myself, I genuinely was not aware. And so I want to bring this forward, not to say there's anything wrong with you, but to actually make you start to become aware of moments that has caused you to continue to deny your greatness, your mightiness, your cosmic alignedness. Literally, if that's the word. So when you start to really say that you work with the light, that you are here to bring light to the world, that you are on, you have a beautiful purpose, that you're soul aligned, you're going to start to notice the continuum will bring your awareness as well to the other side of the equation. So light, and then there's darkness here. And a lot of women mistake that as, oh, to be a light leader, I need to do all these obstacles and challenges that I have to deal with, health issues. I have to deal with all the crazy things that is trying to take away my light. Have you ever heard of that? Have you heard yourself say that? It's so difficult. Like, what is the point? I give so much and I still feel like I am struggling, that I still feel like nobody gets me, nobody understands me. I still feel like I can't live fully in my life. And that is the darkness. The darkness, which is literally the void. And I can go into many, many layers of this, by the way, because there can be the darkness which you feel ravaged by, you feel you've been completely picked to the bones by. And then there can be the darkness which is the void. Constantly feeling like you're in the void. Not knowing what the void really is and what potential it holds. So you keep slipping back down, and slipping back down, that you can never really completely rise up. You're just drowning in the waters without realizing that you are that water and that you have the capability to transmute, that you can be this body of water and you can be air and you can be a block of ice. You are all of those. But if you're stuck in the waters, you just don't know. You don't realize that actually I can be air, I can be ice, I can be something else. I can even flow from this river or this lake into the ocean. I can be the nourishment for the roots of the trees on the banks. We don't know. You don't know. That's the unconscious. So how do we start to signal to the field that I know that I am greater than this physical body? I know that I'm greater than this physical experience. How do we signal to the field? And how does the soul lead you? Do you know? Anyone wants to share? If you are a soul-led woman, and by the way, I know I'm speaking to women exclusively, mainly because I work with women. So for any men who are here, thank you for your masculine energy, for holding the space. Okay. You're also welcome, of course, but I mainly work with women. And right now I'm speaking to the women in particular because this is very important. This is a time where, as women, every decision we make, if it comes from that divine place within us, from the essence that we are, we're not acting as any like a reaction anymore. We're not living in survival mechanism. We're living as the divine being that we're meant to be. So this is for the women who really are listening to the winds of change, because the winds of change are already blowing. We're being asked to really step up, to really say it's endgame with the survival mechanism, and we can come back into creator mode. And what that means is I know that I have everything within me. And what I don't see yet within me, I see outside of me. Yeah? Things that I admire in someone. Things that I don't like in someone. Externally are informing me of things that I have within. Take a deep breath. So in order for us to go from a reactor, which is, okay, something is forcing me to change from the outside, a reactor, to go from that to someone who is deeply devoted to remembering, to connecting with the cosmic web, to someone who remembers the I am, someone who is divine-led, someone who is soul-led. We have to start to understand what exactly we are working with. So if we are this body of water and we want to be, to liberate ourselves, what does that mean? Freedom. Most of us think that freedom is to cut ourselves from something, to escape from something, to be free of something, right? But liberation actually is a full acceptance of everything that's within, everything that makes us who we are. And that really, really means any painful past or any disconnection you have with who you are, blood, your own bloodline, especially your past, you actually really look at them, to love them into existence, to love them into release, to love them into liberation. Because you cannot cut away what has once been yours. You can transmute it, and that's when a body of water that is a river starts to move forward into the ocean. You become an ocean instead of a river. Is anyone lost? Like, are you with me here? Otherwise, I would know at least if you are able to let me know, and then I can continue with the transmission. The transmission is just coming anyway, but I know sometimes it can be a very big concept, and I try to bring it forward in a way where you can understand. Alison, thank you so much for being here, for staying on. Yes, it makes sense. Okay. So even when we talk about being multidimensional, I know it comes with a lot of pain, I would say. Yeah. I personally have gone through many, many years of having to kind of suppress that because, you know, as early as I can remember, I was somebody, a child who had imaginary friends, who spoke to the flowers, who loved running in the fields and just feeling the wind and doing all of the things that I did before I started to become conscious of, oh, actually most people are not like that. And my soul decided to come into this lifetime to be immersed in a world where nobody did things like that. And in fact, it was very weird. And I started to experience ostracization, you know, friends who talked behind my back about how weird I was and made fun of me. And there was bullying. And then my parents were like super normal folks who just loved their children, but they never really had that sense of anything that was multidimensional. And so I grew up like learning that to survive, I had to close that part of me off. Anyone else has that too? Let me know. And so I could be multidimensional from the beginning, but my multidimensional channels were completely cut off because of me. I decided to close it. I decided that it was too much to be different in the world. I decided, right? In the past, I would have said, yes, it was because of my parents. They didn't understand me, or my friends and all of the things. I would have said that. I could have said that, you know, my mother was a really tough dragon Chinese mother, and, you know, an A on a report card would be like, why isn't it A plus? That sort of life. But I've really come to a point in my life where I just see so clearly that I decided on everything. I actually made the choice at every point. I take full responsibility for every decision I've made. And I understand it because change, now listen very clearly, very closely. Change can happen, and I can react to that change that's happening externally to me. Yes. But on a spiritual path, on an alchemical path, we understand that I am transforming. And it is an I am within me, the essence that is constantly transforming. Because just like the cosmos, just like Mother Earth, our consciousness is expanding. Our consciousness is continuously expanding. More and more fractals are being created, and more are reflected back to us from within us, reflecting back outwards, and so on and so forth. So we are the infinite, birthing itself. And what is being birthed is birthing itself too, and so it's compounding and compounding. But we will never forget the origin. Our origin is the one, is the creator. It's the infinite soul. Yes? So all of us are a fractal of that one. So we are literally now existing on multiple dimensions. Right now, you and I are communicating. My spirit is intertwined with my breath, and I can speak. And so that is the vibration creating the sound in the third dimension. But you and I have already decided in another dimension that we will meet before we even came into the physical form. So every encounter is very unique, exquisitely orchestrated, beyond the fault. I know that it can be so undervalued these days because you see me on a platform like this, you see me like in a screen. It's so like almost normalized to be like, oh, it's just another person, and you know, I'll check her out. Like, I'll see if I like what she's saying. Oh, I don't really like her in 3 minutes in, and then you just scroll away. Like, that's it. Right? But every encounter is exquisitely orchestrated based on our energy, based on a sacred geometry of our vibration, based on our frequency. We're dialing into each other. And so that's why when I am working with a client, when I'm sitting with a person in my tea ceremony activation, which is deep energetic work, deep energetic attunement with tea as an ally, I will always say, Ichigo Ichie, one chance, one encounter. Today is an exquisite opportunity because we get to meet like this. I would never see you again like this, ever, because you're going to walk out of this ceremony a different person. You're going to maybe come back another time if we're very, very fortunate to have more tea ceremonies together, but you're not going to ever be the same person. Your cells are changing. Your cellular memories are dialing into a different frequency. Your vibration is always going to be different. So even though on the physical level, you would know me as Li Ying, and I would know you as whoever you are, your name, and we might look physically not so different, but we are always different. We are always a different vibration. We are always vibrating at a different level. You see? So I want you to take a moment here. I want you to imagine a life like this. A life of ceremony where every person you meet, you literally feel like, oh my gosh, like this is a one chance, one encounter. No matter what happens, no matter what and like comes through this experience, I am so gratified, like I'm so excited to see what will unfold from here. Instead of coming in with the preconceptions and the prejudice and the judgment and everything like that your logical mind likes to jump to, because it is a survival mechanism. It's here to, to kind of like cut to the chase, right? It's like trying to tell you, okay, these are the data that you have accumulated through your life and many lifetimes, and you're already crunching the information, you're crunching the data within you. It's like, okay, this person's going to be like this, so you can cut to the chase and you're going to do what you need to do. Like that is what it's doing. I don't fault it because that's what it's designed to do. However, you're more than an animal. I'm guessing that you are more than an animal who is surviving in the wilds, right? If you're listening to me right now, I'm pretty sure that you're so much more than that, right? And for us to navigate a world now that is filled with technology, information, more than ever, we are losing our axis. We're losing our center. We're looking more and more outward. We're reacting rather than genuinely coming as a divine essence to any conversations or encounter. We're simply reacting, and we're simply taking cues from a very old, primitive survival mechanism. So I want you to take a moment here to tell me, like, is this really life for you now? Like, have you felt that, that maybe perhaps if you're here, I trust that you've got a devotional practice, you've got a meditation practice, that the divine is who you are. You feel your soul moving through you. You're tapped into your intuition, I'm sure. But somehow you just bounce out. Like, it doesn't come to you easily. Like, you have to be so aware, like, who am I? Like, how am I acting? Am I enough in this space? Like, why am I here? I'm not enough. I'm not good enough. Like, all these things start to come in. Right? Who has this kind of experience? Eve! Hello, my love! So good to see you! Hard to type today. Okay, I totally understand. But I'm here and listening. Thank you. All resonating. All good. All good. Right. So, I want you to, thank you, Allison. Good to hear that. I don't know who else is here, but it's a very quiet room today. And that's totally fine. I will be sharing what's streaming through, because what's coming through is not scripted or written down in any way. But I just feel like today I'll see where it goes. But I often get, when I get into it, I really get into it, and it's good to know that I'm not going too far into the deep end. And because I also am aware that I am speaking to a lot of different fractals, and I'm also very selective. I'm very, very, very clear on which fractals are going to ride on the same vibrational frequency. So even if, and for anyone who hasn't commented, or you just feel like, there's something here that I'm feeling, it's the light codes that are speaking to you. Even if the words don't really land, in your logical mind, the light codes will be transmitted anyway. It's a light transmission. It's frequency. It's dialed in. Yes. So, okay, let's go back to what we were saying. Let's imagine a moment. Let's come through and let's feel into a moment where you're so entranced by something that you have seen. The moment where you could really feel your breath soften, and you are just literally so entranced by your own aura. But how that looks like on the physical actually is, you may be quite common, is when you're driving and you totally forgot that you're driving, and you're just in your head. You're just completely in another realm, and then suddenly you're back home, and you're like, that was a pretty short drive. Hey, like the traffic jam and all the little things didn't faze you at all. You were just going, and then you're back home, but you were in another soundscape. Basically, you were in another field. Or when you're meditating and something just overcomes you, and it's a feeling that you can try to bring back again, but it's never really the same. Yeah. And there are those moments in life where some people say, the moment you start to fall in love, and it's such an exquisite feeling, it's so fleeting and it's so impermanent that you wish you could take it back, but you're not sure how. Yeah? If you've had any of those moments, let me know. Those moments are the moments when your divine essence actually came forth. And I want to be very clear that the essence itself is one and the same as the creator. The creator, God, divinity, the one, whatever you want to call it. And your soul is always speaking with you. It's just that you're not really aware of it until you're aware of it. The way the soul speaks with you is through your emotions, actually. Most prominently through your emotions. Now, we need to understand emotions, because emotions actually are in every dimension, but they come in differently at different dimensions. In one dimension, you're completely one, so you don't see or feel anything. And then in the physical dimension, you feel things. And we call them emotions. I'm sure you've heard of it. Energy in motion, right? They're in motion. They're like the waves in your ocean. Yes? So the issue here right now is that when you become enmeshed with the waves, you start to fight the waves. So instead of realizing that, oh, it's actually, I'm communicating with me. Yeah. I need to understand why is there some ebbs and flow. There is the pulling in of the waves and the going out of the waves. I need to understand that in order to work with it. But most of the people don't. Most of us are reacting. We're trying to attack the waves, or we're trying to hide from the waves, or we're completely drowned. And this is also why we sink to the bottom of the ocean, is because we're wearing so much weight, so much stuff on us. Our past, people's expectations, our own expectations, the future, the fear of the future, all of the things. And the fear of death is causing you to fear living. So you carry all these armors, the armors that people give you as well, because they say to you, hey, you gotta defend yourself. So here's a sword, and you gotta protect yourself because you're gonna get hurt. Here's the armor. So you wear all these things, right? And then sand is getting into your shoes, and it's like, oh my God, it's so hard. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't swim. I'm gonna sink. And then you sink to the bottom of the ocean, and you're there fuming because you're like, fuck's sake. Like, all these people who told me, they were not looking out for me. They were just bearing me down, and they're just sucking me dry, and blah, 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 right? Now they're the villains. My parents are the villains. They didn't let me do what I want to do. My friends, they don't get me. I'm going to cut them off. Those people, my bosses, whatever, my mentor even, like, she sucks because she don't get me. And deep breath. If we can really take a good look at our armors, if we can take a really steady look around all of us, just all around you right now, and we can really be honest and have a really good feel inward, we will realize that we are the only person, you, me, my own armor, your own armor. We are the only person who can take that off, so that we can float again, free. So this is something that I really realized that it's so important to understand, because a lot of the things that are being thrown out there today, it's almost like saying you gotta cut this person off, you gotta cut that person off, cutting cords and all the things. Like it's got a good intention, but I feel that we're just escaping. We're just trying to escape. And then it's just a roller coaster ride of escapes. In a smaller scale, but by no means, underestimated. A lot of people these days, they live their lives toiling away and hating their jobs just for 2 weeks of holiday in the sun and the sand, and then they come back and then they hate their lives all over again. How is that living? How is that living? Really? I live a very fulfilling life, doing what I love now. And I've been very fortunate as a soul to have done so quite well throughout my life. Like even before I started working as a spiritual mentor, I can hand on heart say that every job that I took, aside from the first job that I got, which was really something that I was like, I had to do it because everyone was like, you gotta get a job, and you gotta get a job that is something related to your degree. And even then, it was a place that I genuinely loved. I was working with perfumes and everything, but I was doing marketing and I just hated it so much. And I was like, I'm not going to be doing this all my life. I need to get out right now. Got out. And I really, really wanted to be an editor. I really wanted to work in fashion. And I got in. I did it. I got there, worked there for a few years. And up till the point where I feel like my soul already started to feel the change that was coming. And that was when the transformation started to happen within first. And I answered it. And I said, okay, show me what is out there. I am ready for it. Just show me. And that was where I got an invitation to a tea ceremony. I connected with tea spirit and my ancestors, and I started to really answer the call. But I was scared shitless. I was like, I am like an elephant in a tea room. How am I supposed to do this work? How am I supposed to be so delicate and graceful and I know nothing about tea. Like, who am I to even do this? I was stuck there too for a few weeks, months, I think, until I was biting off the ear of my friend, and she said to me, look, why don't you just go to the person who did the tea ceremony and just ask her, like, what you could do to just start, because you're talking about this all day, all night. Like, there must be something really important for you to know. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Let me just go ask. let me just go and ask a very simple question of like, what can I do? Where can I start? And that was my first apprenticeship, like really going in and the investment I've made. And I never invested in myself in such a way, in something that I feel was like, there wasn't like a definite goal in life. All my life it's always been like, go to university so that you can have a good job, get a good job so that you can have a better job. Like, it's constant until that point where it's like, I'm just doing this because I love it. I genuinely feel I have finally found home, like what home meant for me, you know, like literally a fourth generation Chinese immigrant living in Malaysia who didn't understand what home meant because Malaysia is not really home. And then trying to find home everywhere in the world, all around the world. And then finally finding it in a tea ceremony, that home is actually where I am, wherever I am. Doesn't matter how I look, what color of skin is, and what place I find myself, like that is who I am. And tea spirit saying to me, you got to drop everything you know and go and serve tea. And I said, okay, let's go. And the next thing that happened was my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, saying to me, would you like to move to Edinburgh and try to live together and see if we would not kill each other? And I said, yes. Also, one of the other reasons that I said yes very easily was because when I last visited Edinburgh, the land was so powerful. The divine feminine was just speaking to me so loudly that I've got work to do with the land here. It was an easy yes. And I just knew, oh, this is the work that I'm here to do. So I moved, and God knows what was going to happen, but the world shut down. And I'm so grateful until today that I made that decision. I am so grateful that my soul literally just knew nothing of what the outcome would be, but I just knew it had to happen. Like I moved everything out of the city, just left my job, like completely dove into something that I had no experience in, nothing on paper. Like LinkedIn would be terrified. LinkedIn would be horrified to see my profile page, you know, that kind of situation. But here I am. And what makes me a powerful mentor is not my certifications, it's not, you know, who I've worked with. Like, all of these things are great for the logical mind, but I've gone through some really fucking shit holes because now I know those shit holes, and I know, okay, girl, like, we're not going there. We're going here. And if you want to shit, I'm there with you too. Because I know that shit one day will be used as a fertilizer. It's gonna be the fertilizer for your beautiful flowers. I have no doubt about that. So that is what makes me a powerful alchemical life force, just as it makes you a powerful alchemical life force. You know, to be multidimensional is not a curse. To be able to be sensitive, to feel, to be really tuned into things that most of the people in the world can't get. You know why? Because you are put here on this earth. You decided to come to earth to share that magic, to change the world through you. But that's never the primary reason why we're here to, you know, that's never the reason. Like, you're not here because you need to save a dying world. You're not here to save anyone. No. That is still forcing change from the outside. You get that? Taking a deep breath here. Thank you, Eve. Eve is saying also, I've been doing some tea ceremonies to the replay. I love that. Sarah Womb. I love Sarah's amazing emojis. Welcome to everyone else who's joined. You know, to be multidimensional, I completely understand when you feel, and maybe you've said this before even, that, and I certainly have felt this, is that I always feel like I'm not from here. I always feel like there is somewhere else that I came from and I don't belong here, right? Who's with me there? Who's with me there? And I can tell you that, yes, you're right. And also, Earth created you, this physical body that you have. It's multidimensional, the conversation that we're having here right now, because there are different aspects to who you are, but they are not separate. Your fifth dimensional version is not separate from your third dimensional version. Your soul is not separate from your physical body. Your mind is not separate from your spirit. They're not separate. They're just a continuum. So even speaking about the mind, what's gone haywire here is the mind is completely scattered outside. But the real mind that works in alignment with you is actually a mind that is not just here. That mind is actually everywhere around you and in you. In Chinese medicine, we work with alchemy, alchemical qigong and neigong, internal alchemy as we call it. We have three minds. We have the dantian here below the navel, which we tapped into just now together in our transmission at the beginning. We have the middle dantian in the heart, and we have the upper dantian. But what happens when there is an excess of energy somewhere, whether it's middle or upper, hardly lower, because nobody is here. Nobody is anchored. You know, you find a master who's completely anchored in their lower dantian. They are so at ease. That's what the effortless action comes in. You know, that's where the action of not doing comes in, because you remain so open, but nobody can penetrate you energetically because you are anchored, you're centered, your axis is firm. You know exactly that your North Star is not somewhere outside of you that you're following. Your North Star is here. It's you. You are the center. That is your essence. That is your true essence. That is your true north. Okay? So, to be multidimensional means that you're here to really create a ripple in the field from your center. Right? We're not here to save anyone. We're not here to fight anything. It's so important that we do really deep decolonizing work on this. And this is why I have that group that I opened, which is Multidimensional Woman. We're starting on 8th of August. It's the Lionsgate portal. For some of you, you may know this. We want to be able to understand that to make an impact in the world, we don't have to be burnt out, fighting, controlling. We never were meant to do that. It just came in a later part of life. Yeah, when there was institutional structures and codes and ethics and systems that started to come in. But from the essence, living from the essence, we are meant to be in harmony with the flow of the cosmos. And how do we get into flow? How do we get into harmony? Understanding what destruction really is, understanding what creation really is, understanding what negative is, understanding what positive is, understanding them so that we don't fear them And I'm talking about death and life as well. Obviously, anything that's dualistic. So that we don't fear them, so that we understand how to work with it, and understanding the paradox of who we are. Because we are literally everything all at once. Yeah, when there's nothing outside of us, actually. But that can feel really lonely and terrifying for the human, right? So this is not to disregard the fact that you are living a 3D life, that you are here having a human experience. No, we're not disregarding that either. So we want to learn to work with both of these, not as separate things, but as things that we can fully integrate to work with. And that is the alchemical path of the multidimensional woman. So that you can exist in all these dimensions, bring different information into the 3D, and from 3D, you're also feeding into different dimensions actually, without you knowing you are, and living a life that is genuinely yours. Not living a life where you fear death, so you also fear living. That you fear darkness, so you fear the light, actually. You know, how many times I've heard women coming into my space saying, I don't want to look at all those things. But then at the same time, you're saying, I'm so afraid of my greatness. I'm so afraid of my success. Well, because these two things are not separate. They are on a continuum. They're actually working in tandem. So if you are hiding from one part, you're hiding from another part as well. It's the same thing with what is reflected outside of you from within. Things that you think you don't have, it manifests in someone else in your life, and you're jealous about it, you're envious about them, or you admire them, you put them on the pedestal. All of these things can be totally obsolete in your life when you realize that actually that person is showing me exactly what's in me that I haven't seen yet. And and this is so important for leaders who work with a team. What is a team? A team is people who have the skill set that you probably in this lifetime are not interested in harnessing, but you have it in you. Because if you didn't have it in you, you wouldn't see it in them and appreciate it. Same goes for quote unquote negative energy. If you keep saying that you're surrounded by negative people, you're surrounded by people who are betraying you, blah, 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 blah. Hello? Can we take a moment and be very honest and yeah, it's uncomfortable, but like, let's have a look at what's going on within you. How are you talking to yourself? What's your inner critic like? What is it within you that you're rejecting and denying, like we were doing at the beginning? I wanted all of you to be very honest about that. What have you been denying? So this is the work. You can absolutely be the one to root for yourself unwaveringly. You can absolutely be the one to have amazing impact in the world while also living a life that is deeply connected with divinity, that is gentle, that is creative. You're not constantly creating out of reaction. You know, you're literally really living. This is the work we do in the multidimensional woman container. And I'm really excited to share that I'm opening up an opportunity for you to join for 6 months, or you can come in and try it out for a month. And if you don't like it, you can say sayonara, goodbye. That's totally fine. But all of you will also receive a beautiful set of teas to work with, because tea is an ally. Tea has been a great source of ancient medicine for centuries. If you are not aware of it, I highly recommend that you check out my 3-part series, Tea Spirit, or the free journey that I just finished and wrapped up here as well last week. But tea has really been a great source of self-cultivation. And, you know, it's been the working ally for centuries for sages, monks, spiritualists. Yeah, it's beautiful to have her with us. What can I say? It's a great wisdom. So that is what we are going to be diving into in Multidimensional Woman. I'm so excited about it. I am keeping it open for at a pre-sale price, and then it will go back up to full. The doors will be closed on the 25th of July, which is the day out of time, which is so beautiful. Because I want to make sure everyone gets their tea sets by the time we start. It's really important to work with the right tea. These are living teas. They're indigenous origin teas. They're clean. They're pesticide free, fertilizer free. And they come from tea trees that are from 30 years old to 1,000 years old. It's powerful. It's magnificent. It's such a source of the cosmos and the earth combined in us. As we drink her in, she becomes us. And when we do it in a ceremony, we're aligning with the power of the divinity that is within us. The divine essence comes forth. So I really want to say thank you so much. I hope that you really received the codes today. Let me know how you're feeling before I finish today. Any questions you may have. I'm really excited for what's to come. And yeah, anything you would like me to speak more into, please let me know. I would love to hear from you. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the love. I'm just going to have a cup, and then if there's nothing popping up, I will wrap it up. Awesome. Thank you, Eve. Bev says interested following. Amazing. Sarah missed the beginning, but I'm so glad I joined. Well, Sarah, you can tap back into the replay in my Instagram. So my Instagram records this as well, so you can have that replay anytime you want. It will be on my grid, so you can come on over and let me know if you're there following you now. Awesome. Thank you. And for anyone who would love to, it will be so great that you can let me know how you're feeling after this, and also share the profile, share this, the live that you just love, what you loved about it. Bringing more souls into this work, is so powerful and so important in a time where there's so much divisiveness out there. Yeah, let's live that gentle, graceful life and make great impact, because that is what we're here for. We genuinely are here for this. All right. The new age of Aquarius. It's here, my loves. How are you going to live it? How are you going to remember it? A real big question. All right. I'll see you all. I love you. Until next time. And for some of you, I'll see you inside the multidimensional woman space. Bye, my loves.